Today's live is going to be very, very different than what I normally would do. And I want to share why. I'm not going to be talking about necessarily just a lesson or to promote something, but I'm going to share with something about what's going on with us in our family and our home and me, Facebook, social media, and all this crazy stuff out there. Let me tell you why. And thank you for joining me, by the way, those of you who are listening in. It's such a pleasure to have you join me on all these live videos. And I know that you usually come to gain some insight on things, and hopefully you will today. Hopefully this is going to be one of the most insightful videos that you've ever heard on a live Facebook lately, because I'm just going to be vulnerable. I'm going to lay everything out in front of you. And if this relates to you, or if you could help me with some of this stuff, I would appreciate it as well. So I've been in network marketing for almost 40 years, off and on. And I've been in business for many, many years as an entrepreneur, self-starter. I've owned general contracting companies. I've owned log home companies, franchises. I've owned land development. I've owned so many different things over the years. And I appreciate the power of entrepreneurship. But lately, I can tell you that one of the greatest tools, and we're talking on it right now, Facebook, one of the greatest tools, Facebook does not have their act together. They're not doing things right to keep things clean. And you see that. I mean, it's a lot of fake stuff out there, a lot of attacks going on. And I'm speaking about the fake profiles that are all over the freaking world using my photographs that they steal from my Facebook page. I've traveled around the world, 63 countries. I've been everywhere you can imagine almost. I've taken a lot of lifestyle pictures. I've been photographed a lot. My children have been photographed a lot. My grandchildren have been photographed huge amounts of times with me. They even lived with me here in our Florida home for a while. And obviously we went around together even more so while they were here and took so many pictures with us. Our daughter, all the different people within my family have been exploited on fake Facebook profiles all over the world. Now, why is this happening? It's not just Facebook. They do it on Facebook and they do it on dating sites. They're constantly, hello, Lori, hello, Ed, Mariana, Denise, Dina, Sandra, Sarah, Ann, Rick, all of you that are joining me, thank you so much for joining me. I need you to help me. I'm just asking for help. I'm not telling anyone to help. I'm asking for help because it helps when people report these fake profiles. And why is this important? Well, let me tell you why. There's not hardly a single day that goes by that I don't have to communicate to some lady or many ladies from different parts of the world that have been scammed or attempted to be scammed by these scam artists that are mostly located and congregated within Nigeria, that are creating fake profiles using my photographs, creating date sites. There's more date sites that are fake than there are Facebook pages, by the way. I'm never on a date site. Even when I was single years ago, I was never a date site person. That's just not me. I'm not looking to meet someone online to create a relationship with someone. This is the real Jef Welch. I spell my name Jeffrey. That's the way I was born. I was given that name. But I also go by Jef with one F. I'm a legitimate person who is a public figure within the marketing industry, and I have been for years. And that's why so many of these people who are being scammed can find me, the real person, and engage in a conversation. Let me know who these fake profiles are that are scamming people. And it comes to a roadblock with so many. But many people don't go through that process. These scam artists are taking advantage of vulnerable, lonely, middle-aged women that are looking for attention in a relationship, which is very normal. I'm not blaming these women. I'm not down on these women. In fact, I feel sorry for so many of these people who have been taken advantage of. It just absolutely causes me to get angry at what has been happening. They build an online relationship, communicate with these ladies, and over a period of time, I guess there's some type of a relationship or love starts building up in these ladies' hearts toward this virtual relationship that has been created. And most of these fake profiles then start sending messages, and they usually work for some oil company out on some oil rig, and they travel and what have you, and that's their story. Most of the time, there's different stories. They'll profile my picture, they'll Photoshop it and put it on someone that's on crutches in a hospital with their leg in a big cast, and it's not even my body and not even my shoes, not even my scenery. Or they'll take pictures of last year when it was on Facebook when I was in the hospital with gallbladder surgery and use those to tie into their story. It's amazing what they're doing when they're scamming these women out of money. And these women don't have the money to give these scam artists, but they're stealing people's monies. I have been on the phone calls over and over and over with their children that are angry at me because they think that I'm the one behind it at times until they find out that it's the real me and I'm just as upset as they are. I'm not happy with what is happening. I'm angry. I'll be honest with you, I'm angry. Now, is angry a good thing or a bad thing? My degree is psychology, and I can tell you anger is not always a good thing. It riles me up, and it causes me not to feel good about what goes on out there in the world and the way that people are being treated. But I can tell you, if you find a photograph of me as a profile, and you see a profile out there on Facebook, and you'll see names. I mean, I just really was communicating with someone right now. I just received like 13, 14 different fake profiles this morning. We average sometimes over 300 fake profiles using my pictures on Facebook every month. And that is astronomically outrageous. It's terrible. Now, forgive me for venting here today, but I have already set up a file with the FBI and their cyber crimes unit, their internet crimes unit, which has been established for just this purpose. However, I'm not priority. The priority within the FBI, or the reason that they established this department, was not for people like me or you. And Facebook doesn't do their job. Facebook is probably the lousiest online media substrate for any of us to be able to even work out of, but it's like we have golden handcuffs, and it's the only thing that really reaches out like we want it to. It's a social behavioral internet tool. And you can't communicate with a person. You have to file a report. And there's some of these fake profiles that we have filed reports, and literally we filed hundreds of reports, and we still get back from Facebook, well, we've checked into this and it doesn't go against our policies and procedures and what have you. And then after a while, some of them actually come off. Many of them do not. One of the fake profiles has been going on since 2011. That's 7 years that I have been dealing with this. And it's not that I'm just a guy. I am just a normal guy that has worked all his life, grew up on a chicken farm in North Georgia, worked my heart out to build what I have built over the years, and the relationships and the connections that I've built over the years. And the one thing that upsets me and irritates me is that there's been 2 or 3 women that have even lost their homes because they've given money to these scam artists thinking that my picture was a real person, and they've literally lost their homes. And when people fall in love, they will give their last dime to someone to try to meet them or try to reach out to them or try to help them. And when someone is given some kind of sob story after building a tight relationship on an online virtual reality, which is not real, these people are saying, oh yeah, I'll help you, no problem. I'll send you the money right now. I'll put it on a credit card. I'll borrow the money. I'll do whatever I have to do because I'm in love with you. Now, they're not really in love with a real person. And these people are psychologically smart at what they do. They're scam artists, they're con artists, they're criminals. Most of them are out of Nigeria. It's based there. The FBI cannot control it. I can't control it, but you can help me control it. I want you to help me to report every profile you possibly can, unless it's me, and you know the pages that I have. I have this one page that you're on right now that is my personal profile, and then I have my business page, which is Jef Welch, life coach, author, and speaker. And I work between those two pages. I have the Sustained Prosperity System page and some others. They don't try to mess with those. That's okay. But the one thing I can tell you is somewhere this needs to stop. I want to get off of Facebook. I don't even want to be on Facebook anymore because of this. I want to shut it down. But if I do, the fake profiles are going to continue on, and there's not going to be a real Jef Welch on Facebook that can actually combat this issue. Now, this isn't just happening to me. And the reason that the FBI does not make this a priority with people like me is because it was established for one reason. These scam artists are using the military service personnel that are stationed in Europe, that are stationed in other places. They're stealing their profile pictures of them and their families, and they're scamming women using their profiles and pictures as well, just like they are mine. And so their number one priority is to protect the servicemen and women of our country. And I'm totally for that. I'm a patriot. I believe in our country, and I believe in what's needed for them. But Facebook needs to do a better job at authenticating profile pictures, profiles, and automatically creating some type of a watermark or something that will authenticate who we are when we do what we're doing, because many of us are doing business on Facebook, and I am too. I have professional pages that I actually spend money with Facebook, and yet they still can't get their act together. I want to leave Facebook, but if I do, the real Jef Welch can't be found. So I just stay on it. Now, this has affected me. It's affected my family. It's affected my children. And I need your help. Thank you.